Today we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned swatch party with a new-to-me indie brand called Chaos Dirt Cosmetics. I feel like we haven't had this overhead view in such a long time. I feel like kind of nostalgic right now. But anyway, if you follow me on Instagram, you may know I recently turned 30. Yes, I am 30, flirty, and thriving now. And my really good friend Cassie, aka A Makeup Journey on Instagram, gave me these as a birthday gift. Actually, she coordinated with my husband, so she had the package secretly sent to my house. He hid it, and then he was able to give me the actual package on my birthday, and I opened it up in the morning. It was so sweet. I may have cried twice just because the gesture was so sweet. Get yourself a friend like Cassie, like for real. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit about the brand, and then I'm gonna swatch them for you. I'm just gonna do a chill video. I have some B-roll footage with close-ups because I know that's helpful, but I honestly just want to sit here and talk about the pretty eyeshadows. I didn't write out any notes like I normally do. I just want to show and tell, basically. So hopefully you guys are down for that. So Chaos Dirt is based in the UK, and it's actually owned by an Instagram creator named Georgie, Panning at the Disco. I will link her down below. I believe it's just her and her boyfriend, her partner, who run the brand together and do everything from formulating, creating the eyeshadows to shipping them out and all that. And Georgie is lovely. I really appreciate that she's always been so transparent about the fact that she owns this brand, and I think she is a great example of how to own a brand and be a creator in the indie space. And also, these eyeshadows are at a pretty good price point. Like, I think they're mostly like $6 to $8, and there are some really special shades in here. I've had these for about a month at this point, and I haven't used all of them on my eyes, but I have used a decent amount of them, and I can give you a little bit of insight as to my experience with them so far. So I have these kind of arranged in a certain way. I kind of grouped together shades that I felt had some similarities in terms of like similar qualities or formulas or finishes and stuff like that. So hopefully it can be helpful in like understanding them. But we're just going to go through, I'm going to swatch them and talk a little bit about them, and I'll pop up the B-roll footage too. Okay, so the first one is called Scheduled Specks. This is an iridescent, and I don't know that it really has a shift. It's more like it just has a bunch of different colored sparkle particles in it. Like I see pink, purple, blue. It's very complex. Great topper shade, and I love the formula of this. It is a bit on the drier side, but it's not gritty, and it's not like cornstarch feeling, you know, like some of the Shine by Essie shades. If you've tried them, you know what I mean. But it's just a little bit on the drier side. It has a small particle size, but it just creates this really dimensional finish, and I love it. I love it so much. This is one of the ones I've used the most so far. I think I've used it like 3 or 4 times already in the past month. Next one is called Random Specks. So this one I feel like is really similar to Scheduled Specks, but it has like a muted denim blue base. It's very similar in that it has these different like specks of sparkle in it, and I think it has the same colors. It's like blue and pink and purple. So I do think they create a very similar effect. It's just like one is an iridescent and one is a muted blue. But I really love the color of this. I feel like it's a very approachable, like, desaturated type of color that I love. Okay, the next one is my definite favorite. This one is called Fate, I believe. Yeah, this is called Fate. And this one is just absolutely stunning. It's like, I think it has like a taupe base or maybe like a very pale mauve base. But the thing I love about it is it's just like packed with all these different sizes of sparkles. I think they're like a pale teal or blue, but I just love the finish of this. It is so wet looking on the eyes. Like I freaking love when shades have like multiple layers of different types of sparkles in them, and this is just so beautiful on the eyes. Like this has been the one I've absolutely worn the most. I cannot stop reaching for it. Makes a great topper shade. It's also like an effortless one and done, at least for my skin tone. It is stunning. And then the next one is called Imagine. I grouped together with the shade Fate because I feel like they have similar vibes. This is like the same type of formula / finish of Fate in that it has these layers of different size sparkle particles, but this is more like a pale, sheer, warm blue base. So hopefully you can see the similarities here. They're very similar in finish, but Fate just has that like mauve-y base to it, or taupe base. Hard to really see because it's so sheer and desaturated, but it's just absolutely so beautiful on the eyes. I think this creates a pretty similar effect. I just prefer Fate because it has that like versatility because of the sheer like neutral base of it. Okay, this next one is called Fancy. This one is a sheer yellow base, and it's got like, I see like pink and silver. And I love, it's like a very pastel yellow. You don't really see too much of that yellow showing through, but it is still really pretty and reflective. And it has, like I said, it has that really pale pink and silver aspect to it. Has kind of a sparkly finish, but it also smooths out pretty easily. And this is actually a pretty unique shade to my collection. Okay, next up is called Dial Up. And this is like a champagne. It's like a champagne with a ton of pink pinprick sparkles. And I feel like there's almost like some green to it too. It's like, it doesn't look as interesting in the pan, but once you apply it on your eyes or swatch it, it has a lot more going on. I don't know if it's going to pick up on camera because the sparkles are very finely milled, but it just has like just different colored sparkles throughout it. And this for me is like a My Lids But Better type of shade. Like this is one I can see myself just like, if I go out of town, just like throwing in for like an effortless, slap it on my lid and call it a day type of shade. Just an overall a good structure builder shade. And then I have it next to this shade called Lost because I feel like they do share some similar qualities. Like Lost is like a deeper, more reflective version of the shade. It has maybe a little bit less warmth to it. But let me see if I get a little closer if you can see what I mean. They are similar in some regards. Again, this one just has these like pink pinprick sparkles in it. And it's more of a neutral taupe, whereas this one is a little bit maybe warmer leaning. Okay, this one is interesting. This one's called Unrequited. And this one is a bit of a different feeling / formula than all the other ones. It's a lot drier and it's very interesting. It has this like purple Merlot base and then a ton of gold sparkles. And the thing about this is I think this would work better. I haven't actually used this on my eyes yet. But it feels like this may require a more tacky base because it has like 2 layers of eyeshadow. When you swatch it out, it has like this very finely milled, almost satiny layer, and then these like larger particle sparkles on top. This is really unique and really pretty. I just think maybe it will require a little bit more finessing to have an even application where you see like the sparkles on top more evenly distributed. Okay, this one is called Player 2, and this is like a pale mid-tone emerald green, and it shifts. It has a shift, but I really can't tell like what color it shifts to. It's almost like a silver, hard to describe. This is one I would definitely use as like a structure building shade. First of all, I think the color is really pretty and approachable for like a green. You know, I'm like entering my green eyeshadow era. I used to be kind of like green averse. But recently, I've started to really appreciate them and like learn which types of greens I like. And this is like a type of green that I really like. So anyway, this is definitely one I would use for layering. Like I would even put like, the shade Fate on top or even like scheduled Specks. Like definitely one I will throw into a lot of build your own palettes because it kind of like rounds out a color story. You know, I like to have a lot of different textures and finishes in a palette. And this is definitely going to add value in terms of a different texture and like versatile formula. Okay, next is called Brendan's Mutt. I don't know what that means, but I feel like it's cute. It has like a brown. This is so pretty, actually. Oh my god. This has like a brown base and then this like teal to blue reflect, or maybe the base is more of like a burgundy, but it is so pretty. This has like, I talked about this in a recent video, but it has like this wet rock finish, and I don't know where I got that term from. I don't know if I got that from someone or if I just like made it up in my head, but it just reminds me of a rock that's like been polished or like sitting in water. But this one I've used on my eyes a couple of times, and it's just like a very glossy looking finish, and I love that like paired with the depth of the base and you know that like reflect. Super pretty. I have a whole video on blue brown shades, but I might need to do an updated one because I have brought some new ones into my collection. And this would definitely fit in with those. It's just like a unique finish. Okay, and the last shade is called Baby. This is like a Barbie pink with a silver reflect. Again, just so like glossy in the finish and shiny. Very smooth formula. This is one that's also pretty unique to my collection. I don't have anything like this. And it's like one of those ones where it is sparkly, but the sparkles are so finely milled that it just look very glossy on your eyes. I think most people will get along with this formula. Super pretty. That is my Chaos Dirt collection. Maybe eventually I will add more, but I definitely want to spend some more time getting to know these shades, and I want to use each and every one in a look. Let me know which ones stood out to you out of these swatches. Let me know, have you tried this brand? Is it going on your wish list? It might be great if you live in the UK. I get a lot of questions from people asking for recommendations of UK-based indie brands, and I hadn't really tried any, so this is one I feel like I can safely recommend. I have, like I said, used a lot of these shades so far, and I've had a great experience with them, and the price point is great, so definitely worth checking out. Again, I will link the owner down below, and that's going to be it for this video. I hope you liked it. If If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And other than that, I will see you in the next one. Bye!